Well, hello my beautiful Scorpio, welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your monthly reading for July 2025. I've already cleansed your space and I've meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm using Gaia chimes at this time, so please be mindful to turn down your volume if you are someone who is sensitive to sound, okay? So let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Scorpio, this is your monthly reading for July. I can't believe we're here already. Blink and we're already in Cancerian season. Where is the time going? Now, I don't know if you noticed, but the Gaia chimes were very reflective at this time. There's an energy there of suddenly stopping short of something. It doesn't mean that you didn't complete it. It just means that suddenly you may contemplate a new approach to it. There was this energy as well coming through where some of you are just thinking about your life philosophy and sense of purpose at this time. And, you know, I feel there's something that's changed that you're trying to manage at this time. And it feels like you're committed to this change. It just feels like no matter what, you're going to keep going. But you needed a pause. You needed some quiet, reflective time in order to get clear on this. And it just felt like the Gaia chimes shifted, did different notes, you know, and there was a sudden stop here. So we'll check that out in your reading. Perhaps it's something you're going through, perhaps not, but I had to mention it. Okay, so of course, Cancerian season is very reflective. It's a time where your heart space opens to nurture very close relationships and of course, focus on the things that you care about the most, as well as prioritizing your own self-care needs. Now, on a personal level, July offers a softness to really tap into your rich inner world and lean into your emotional landscape to cathartically assess where you feel secure and of course where you feel you could also reinforce some boundaries. Time away, if you're lucky, will actually give you a moment to recharge and refocus, but it will remind you that there truly is no place like home. So this month will actually set you thinking where and who feels like home. Where do you feel like you belong right now? But most importantly, you'll be coming home to self with compassion to re-energize. So if you've been feeling a little detached from self recently, caught up in the busyness of life, or have even abandoned aspects of self to give unconditionally to something or even to others, this month encourages you to reacquaint with self, to enjoy moments of stillness, connect to your higher self, but also submerge yourself in hobbies or quality alone time. Now, let's not forget that my favorite planet, Jupiter, planet of good luck, expansion, and opportunities, will sit in the sign of Cancer until June 2026, increasing the opportunity for prosperity despite very changeable environments that we are currently experiencing. Now, anything that you truly care about will be given a boost of positivity with that planet. A time of heightened emotions where you honor rather than suppress feelings. A reflective month where nostalgia could also come knocking on your door to make you really smile. But also, it could even plunge you into a deep healing process to detach and let it go, finally letting it flow. Now, returning to happier times is what it's all about this month. And of course, the full moon occurs in the sign of Capricorn from the 10th or the 11th of July, depending on where you are in the world. And let's just put it like this, this energy will bring the work-life balance into review. It'll be firmly on your mind. This is a period where hard taskmaster Saturn reminds you to remain organized, to get your projects and tasks done efficiently, and only then can you head out to play. But equally, if you've been working too hard and neglecting your personal needs, July will ask you to find balance and space for fun. You owe it to yourself to find that balance, to truly feel fulfilled. Now, Mercury will retrograde from the 17th, so, this could see a reemergence of an ex for some of you. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, you know that, not I. But you could also see a return to a project that you've been meaning to prioritize. And also, I would suggest saving down any important documents, as Mercury retrogrades can influence, the internet or app glitches that we've been seeing recently. This could amplify. We've also got lots of solar flares to contend with as well, some heightened ones. But also, we could see some power outages as well as delays in communication or travel and even misunderstandings. So it's always important to get everything in writing so that there can be no misunderstandings. Now also, beautiful Venus, planet of love, it nestles up to Uranus as well this month, and that reignites a spark in existing relationships whilst adding a spicy encounter for those who are single and ready to mingle, and they could suddenly meet the love of their life. So if you're searching, this is a great month to suddenly discover someone out of the blue and out of the ordinary, not your usual type. Now, this month is all about home, of course, because we are in Cancerian season. So you may spontaneously create something that beautifies your personal sanctuary, or, make a surprising purchase, or suddenly revamp with DIY. Cancerian season, though, is always concerned about feeling secure and connected to those that you hold dear. However, there are some energies outside of that to contend with this month, and one of those is Uranus. Uranus is an unpredictable outer planet. Its middle name is plot twist, for it loves to disrupt the status quo, and it also adds a revolutionary and often rebellious dynamic. And as we are in Cancerian season, it's important to tap into your inner compass to navigate any surprises. It's all about how you feel this month. So you may even surprise yourself with a sudden change of direction that may shock others around you as well. Now, in terms of global events, and please fast forward this part if you really don't wish to hear it, Saturn and Neptune station, then retrograde. Okay, this happens in July, and this means that both planets move back into the sign of Pisces, which is very unique and a very big deal. Okay, this planetary movement has in the past coincided with some very significant global changes, political upheavals, revolutions, and the dissolving of structures. So on a global scale, I have to give it to you straight, hold on to your hats, as we may be in for a bit of a bumpy ride astrologically. I almost don't want to think about the chaotic energy swirling outwardly this month, as we've already seen what the might of Saturn shifting has done. It's considered a cosmic bully clashing with Neptune with such dynamism. We can see what it really can do. It threw its weight around in June to chaotically push us towards creating new structures. And with the addition of unstable Uranus, this month may add a bit of a shock factor before there is finally peace. Now, also, Uranus will leave the sign of Taurus, then dip into Gemini, so we could see some radical shifts economically from now until November. And personally, I'm keeping an eye on a particular alignment called Kal-Sap dosha. Okay, and it's often called the dragon's grip, where 7 major planets align between Rahu and Ketu, the north and south nodes of the moon. You know, Rahu and Ketu are considered the dragon's head and tail. And my guides gave me this sentence regarding this alignment, so I'll just give it to you what I was given. The strait from Tokyo to Indonesia, a midway point, marks the spot. Java shall quake as the ridge doth rise. Now, I can't tell you if a major event will occur in this area in July or not. I don't often get dates, but this chaotic alignment, it will affect us heavily until July the 28th. So definitely something to keep our eyes on at this moment in time. It can bring significant transformation in terms of landscapes and, of course, massive seismic and volcanic shifts. However, I want you to be aware with all these volatile cosmic alignments and clashes that we've been experiencing recently, you know, Cancerian season searches for peace in the chaos of turbulent times. It seeks to find understanding and resolution in uncertainty, so security can reign again once more. And it will try to guide us home to peace and love, but it will have to work very hard against these planetary shifts. Now, Saturn can actually be reframed. It's all about duty, and as we move through July and beyond, we all have a duty to passionately lead with light in our hearts, to exact compassion and understanding. And this is our world, and we have a right to live in it peacefully. Hold that vibration of peace, of love, and together we can shift the energy towards a world we desire to live in. And of course, on a personal level, this is a month to maintain and sustain, to find comfort and joy in the present moment with the people you care about, to make the changes that you want to see in your world, and to lean into July as a respite before launching yourself forward towards accomplishing those wonderful goals of yours. And of course, you're going to have the help of Jupiter's great benevolence and support during this time as well. So let's get to your energy and see what's going on for you. I only choose the uprights in the deck there, so let us see what's going on. A lot of you are in a review period. I feel this energy, especially with the 7 of Pentacles there, you're so fed up of something right now, and a lot of you, it can be that you're so fed up of feeling exhausted. You feel so, you know, weighed down by something here. You have the King of Swords in the resistance position, which can indicate you have a lot on your mind right now, you have a lot on your to-do list, and the Empress energy indicates that you're trying to lead with compassion, you're trying to be creative. I mean, you're a very talented person, but this month is all about productivity for you. I feel like you're maintaining something that you're already working on, it's flourishing. A lot of you, there is this need for self-care, but I do get this energy with that 7 of Pentacles that something is in review this month for you, because the Hermit energy is coming out. You don't have the Hermit here, actually. Oh, you do have the Hermit. There you go. I could feel this Hermit energy coming through. I read energy as well as seeing things in the water for you. And I just feel a lot of you have been tested and you're kind of like removing yourself in order to review some area of your life, in order to feel that passionate spark return. This energy, I feel this is how you're approaching the month of July. I feel like there's a part of you that's excited because you're making new declarations to yourself at this time to be productive, to do what's right for your body, your mind, and your soul, and to lead with love, but also to find joy in that present moment. You have a beautiful heart, and I feel there's this energy here of grace, of kindness as you approach July. But also, I feel you're weary. Okay, so there is this energy of feeling fed up of being exhausted all the time, or a lot of you may note that some of these exhaustions are coming from other people or something external from you, because there is a need to withdraw in that energy, to recharge. The Magician card indicates a lot of focus, a flurry of activity, you know, and your 3rd house is influencing you at the beginning of the month, and that's about finding your voice. It's about speaking loud and proud and expressing yourself. And with that Empress energy, it indicates that you're valuing yourself in a different way. This month is really going to hit different. So even if you've had like a slight pause or a vacation during this time, I feel it's given you a moment to reflect. But a lot of you, you're looking forward to some sort of getaway or some sort of moment where you can withdraw in order to really get clear on the next steps, but also recharge your energy so that you're back in the fray of things. Now, It says here, approach any conflicts with an open heart. Give the other person the benefit of the doubt. Oof, okay, so my beautiful Scorpio, let's unpick this, because we do have a Two of Cups in the resistance position. And we also have the King of Swords in the resistance position there as well. So you may deal with a person that perhaps you're withdrawing from in the month of July to really get clear on the dynamic in the relationship. And the Page of Pentacles indicates you've made a lot of effort in this. So you may feel something has been unfair, or there may be a relationship that gets a little bit critical. Especially the third house, you know, when we say things, it's out there. You can't take it back. So it could be that someone has wounded you, or perhaps you've withdrawn because you feel that you're giving something to a relationship that you're not getting back, and you are trying to readdress the balance there. You tend to be the sort of person who offers all of yourself to people. Okay, unconditional love to friendships. You are ride or die. Relationships in your life, your family. You always seek to understand things from their perspective as well. And sometimes that can get you caught in this energy of giving everyone a second chance, and then a third chance, a fourth chance, 100th chance, and you're like exhausted. So there's something here where you're trying to kind of work something out. So whether you're trying to work out whether a person is, you know, taking advantage of a situation, or whether they truly like overstepped a mark, and your kind of silence or your withdrawal is kind of schooling them into saying, look, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt, but I'm not going to give you access to me at this time. I need to really reflect on the next steps. And I feel like in that withdrawal energy, you're reinforcing a boundary, because the Empress, she knows her worth, okay? So this is about you saying, actually, I'm not going to connect to this drama or this conflict. And you may kind of seethe in this energy, because the Seven of Pentacles indicates you're fed up with something. And because there is a person there, and this card highlights that there could have been a conflict, you know, I feel there needs to be space and breath in this relationship or this dynamic before there can be an honest, open conversation. So with that Six of Swords, I feel, I mean, a lot of you, it could be a test in a relationship. And, you know, I feel there is this energy, and don't shoot the messenger when I say this, I feel your withdrawal is a test. It's like, you're protecting yourself. You're coming from a good place because your heart is pure. And, you know, when your heart is pure, you don't really lose anybody who is shifting. You know, I feel like they're losing you. So I feel there is this energy right now of you honoring your own needs. But I also feel that some of you, there is this desire to withdraw in order to focus on projects or focus on something that's really important to you this month. And there may be someone who kind of like sees it in the wrong way or judges it in the wrong way. They feel a disconnect and they get a little bit emotional about this. So it could be that there is some misunderstanding or a critical conversation where it's like, I'm feeling distance. Is there something wrong? Did I do something wrong? Is it me? There may be someone who needs your, and I don't like to say this word, but like almost like validation that they didn't do something wrong, that you just need some time. So perhaps there's some sort of codependency that you will address in the month of July, where you're just like, you know what, I just need my own time. I just need to go off and do my own thing, okay? So that's just coming through there a lot. For some of you, if you're a parent, sometimes it's really hard to be able to withdraw and get your own time. But I do see that you'll be able to carve out some peaceful time for yourself. I mean, no matter your circumstances, a lot of you right now, you don't have to be a parent to be connected to the Empress energy. This can be that you're birthing new ideas, you're highly creative, you're supercharged after a long period of feeling exhausted. You know, a lot of you may even recalibrate your hormones or recognize that there is a vitamin deficiency in some of you there, because the Two of Cups can indicate something is out of balance when it's in the resistance position. So you may identify, because the Judgment card and the King of Swords, it can indicate that you actually connect to like a practitioner who is in a position where they're very professional. But because the King of Swords is in the resistance position, it can indicate that they actually care about what they do. They're not just all about the facts. And it can indicate that they identify a reason, a core reason why you've been feeling so exhausted or drained. And a lot of you could be under duress, or, you know, you're trying to manage a lot of stress, a lot on your to-do list at this moment in time. So I feel like you'll be back to best in no time. But one of the major messages that are going to come out here is you need to take a break. It's like, are you overworking yourself? Are you pushing yourself too far? So also you may look at your environment or the people around you. Is someone pushing you too far, or pressurizing you, or pushing your buttons? Is there some sort of provocative kind of energy between you and a person or a situation that inflames something and then makes you feel completely drained and exhausted? You're going to correct this or readdress the balance of this month, okay? Now, let's reel this back into your energy, because your third house is about learning to articulate your needs from a healthy place rather than just withdraw from a situation. You know, it can be that you're giving someone a heads up, like, you don't need to explain yourself. You are you. That is your superpower. And of course, you know, if you're withdrawing to do something that's important to you at this time, I feel it's not anyone else's business but yours. But, you know, I do get this energy of, with that King of Swords, because we have, you know, so many conflicting, clashing planets at the moment, there is a potential for a misunderstanding, especially if you're withdrawing without giving any communication. So if there's an important relationship, you know, where you don't want any misunderstanding, it's important to really just give them a heads up at first, okay? Now also we have this Seven of Pentacles. So I feel with that Empress energy, you are in a state of productivity. But the Seven of Pentacles indicates something isn't satisfying right now. You're evaluating your developments. Now, of course, a lot of you, because the Hermit and the Six of Swords is there with the Seven of Pentacles, you're going to be keeping an eye on your finances. You may be noticing that, you know, financially things are not you know, as good as they used to be. Let's put it that way. You may notice that inflation is nibbling away at savings, or even when you purchase items that you utilize every day, food items, you know, things that you require to keep your life running smoothly. And of course, as we're told, inflation is going up and down. The prices of some goods, not all, but some goods, are either maintaining a very high kind of overinflated price. They're not coming down, some items. So you may be just noticing that, you know, your currency, whatever currency it is that you deal in, isn't like stretching as far as it used to. So a lot of you, there is this energy of keeping an eye on things, okay? Especially with that Page of Pentacles. I feel a lot of you have a financial strategy in place that's going to really work. I feel like you're going to be able to save a little bit more money, and maybe even a little bit more than you thought this month. And I just get this energy that perhaps last month, you know, there was a lot more spending than you thought as well. So I feel there's this stricter energy of trying to have new money making ideas, or, you know, increase your finances, because you are going from a Seven of Pentacles to a Page of Pentacles there. So a lot of you are going to get some money news that is very positive. And if you are someone who is currently looking for a job, this is a great month to find an opportunity. And I do see that some of you will migrate your skills, transfer those skills into something a little bit new. It feels like you're maybe working in the same industry. I feel like you're highly creative, but you could look at some sort of starter position that for some of you it feels, and this is not all of you of course, you may be able to negotiate a better deal, but I feel you may take a salary that's just a little bit less than you were hoping for, but it will increase. So this could be a probation period, for example, where suddenly when it becomes finalized, you increase in salary. Or it could be that you're so good, I see that you're so talented and gifted at what you do, and a lot of you may have come across, you know, the advice that, oh, you're overqualified, okay? That basically means they love what you do, and they admire your skill set, and they love your resume. However, they don't have it in the budget to be able to afford you. So hold those standards high, because, you know, the Seven of Pentacles can indicate you're offered something that disappoints you or doesn't reflect what talent you have. And the Page of Pentacles indicates something else comes in that's offered that you're like, yeah, that's it. Okay, so I feel you may be curious about a new role that comes in. The Hermit indicates for some of you this may be a standalone position, maybe even managerial, but it can indicate that you know, there is some sort of travel regarding it. Some of you, it may be even overseas there as well, or maybe an international company. But I feel a lot of you are thinking about your finances at this time, and some of you could be leaving a position in order to, you know, go to this new role that's coming on in. And the Magician card indicates that this is a highly charged time where there's like an extra bit of magic in this role, and I feel like you're very resourceful. You may even learn on the go as well. New skills, which is going to be great for your resume. So I do see, if you're worried about finances right now, there is an opportunity that you're going to love. It requires your intelligence, it requires your attention to detail and your focus and your professionalism and your all of those things. So I feel somehow the status changes, okay, but I feel the rewards are going to be better long term, okay? So removing from that energy, because of course not everybody is searching for a role. If you're currently in a position and you're looking for alternative roles and putting your resume out there, I feel like you get something offered to you before you leave the position that you're in, okay? Because the Six of Swords is to move on to pastures new, maybe even uncharted territory, but it means that you're going to a better place. It means you've been through some very testing times and you're coming out the other side. So if you're not in a career right now, this could indicate that someone has been testing your patience, or it can indicate that perhaps you've been managing something or dealing with something personal that has been very frustrating. You know, a lot of you with that Empress energy, it can be that your body is shifting or changing in some way and you're trying to manage these changes and it's been frustrating. It feels like you're taking 2 steps forward, 4 steps back. It could be a personal development project, but I see here that you have a breakthrough with this Six of Swords and it's more manageable, but also it feels like it's shifted or corrected. So if some of you are going through some very hot flushes right now, or you have been trying to manage some symptoms of something that you're going through personally, because of course the Empress can be about the body, and you know, your 10th house takes over, so that means you get back to best, or it means that you manage things where you're motivated to keep something on an even keel and not dip in. It feels like you're not dipping into temptation. So if it's something that triggers you, because I feel a lot of you are looking at triggers this month, it feels like you keep things on an even keel, or you make a declaration to self to stick to some sort of ritual that says, I'm not going back to that. Okay, there's forward only in your reading. And this could also be when Mercury retrogrades, you're like, you know, perhaps an ex here, because there is an energy with a Two of Cups. And that King of Swords, someone that you separated from, you know, could come to light. The Judgment energy, you know, in the resistance position, it can indicate someone wants another chance, but a lot of you are like, I've given you all the chances, and I feel with that Two of Cups energy in the resistance position, you are not connecting to anyone who is emotionally unavailable. And this person may have even been very critical or pushed you away with words. Almost kind of said, you deserve better. And really, it was because they were emotionally unavailable. They couldn't step up to the level of love that you were offering at the time. And that's okay, as long as someone's trying. But, you know, this person, I feel like they kind of gave up, or they couldn't reach a level and they coasted and took advantage of your unconditional kindness and love. And I feel that a lot of you are finally disconnecting from that. The Hermit energy indicates you'd rather be alone than connect to like a half love. Okay, and it's not that they are offering half love. I feel like there's love there, but I also feel this person has not healed some aspect of self, so they cannot offer you something that you truly deserve and desire right now. And a lot of you are actually going to meet someone new this month, so I feel like you're firmly putting your like ex in the past, so that's coming through there as well. Okay, but the Seven of Pentacles is a reassessment. Okay, it can indicate some of you are at the fork in the road position, where you're like, okay, am I going to continue to accept things as they are, or am I going to shift and transform? And your nature is to transform, so I'm very excited about this, because the third house is how you think and how you change your mindset. It's about uttering those goals out to the universe. Remember, words are important. Words and thoughts become things, and I feel like you are casting this month. You are casting from a position of valuing yourself and wanting the right things, nurturing yourself in a different way, cutting out anything that does not align with you, whether that's a person, a food substance, an environment, or even an opportunity. You're saying no, and the universe is hearing that and is offering you something better in return, because you're highlighting that you've got to a position in your life where you know you deserve better. Okay, so with that Seven of Pentacles, I feel like you're looking at the alternative route right now. But also, this Seven of Pentacles energy can indicate that you are someone who is being very practical. Okay, you are going to be rewarded for your hard work, but you're reviewing your achievements right now so that you can plan ahead. And I feel with careful foresight and your necessary wisdom, you know, these plans of yours are starting to take shape, but a lot of you may need to withdraw in order to focus without any distractions, okay? I mean, Seven of Pentacles can indicate that a lot of you are dissatisfied financially at this moment in time, and you may be birthing new money-making ideas, and a lot of you could be looking at overseas opportunities as well, or even going global or tapping into a global market. I mean, of course, we have to factor in the world at this moment in time. A lot of you with that King of Swords, there's a bit of worry when it's in the resistance position and the judgment energy in the resistance position. It can be that, you know, there's a lot of conflicts going on and you're trying to do what you feel is best for your family in order to avoid conflict. And for some of you, this could involve relocating or trying to move into a place that you feel secure, because the Hermit is to withdraw from like public spaces or, you know, to protect oneself. But it's important to not allow fear to rob you of joy. So if this is something that's on your mind right now, we can all allow fear to keep us rooted to the spot. And that will, you know, chip away at your confidence. It will make you feel frustrated. So, you know, the Empress is a declaration to live life to its fullest and say, you know what, I'm here to explore. I'm here to enjoy. I'm here to spread love. So it can be this balance between integration and also finding a moment of, you know, being a recluse, as it were, in order to recharge your batteries. Page of Pentacles, you're working really hard to keep life running smoothly there. A lot of you are going to be focused on your pension, thinking about your financial future in some way, your 401k, your acquisitions, your savings, you know, because this is the protagonist energy. So July is like, how can I conserve my finances? How can I utilize my resources and make them go a long way? You know, but also a lot of you may treat yourself. You know, you're going to save a little, you may spend a little, of course, and money is fluid. So it's about the transaction. What you give out comes back. So it is an energy as well. So a lot of you could be removing money blocks at this time and actually having new money-making ideas. Some of you may even launch something, you know, with that Empress energy. If you are thinking about being your own boss, becoming an entrepreneur or an independent worker, someone who is very creative and very talented, I see you actually launching something that is going to bring in extra finances. Now, at first, there is this energy that you may be a little bit frustrated that it's slow moving, but then suddenly it has this breakthrough moment where, you know, lots of money is coming on in, or things are expanding because you have Jupiter muscling in and we have the Magician. So this month is all about stepping into your creative power. And if you're pregnant when you're coming into the month of July there, because some of you are, I feel there is this energy of, it feels like a new practitioner coming on in to join a birthing team, okay? And this person, they're very direct, but they really care, and you're in great hands. It doesn't mean there is a change in the birthing team. It's not going to upset the plan, but it could be a new addition that is a welcome addition. But there may be this abrupt meeting, okay? So there could be like this moment where you feel they're all very businesslike, or they're very kind of like controlled in their energy. But that's the first meeting, because I feel like they've just come from an appointment or something where they were dealing with a very complex and challenging person. And they've brought the energy with them. They shouldn't have, but they're very professional, but they just hold it all in. But because you're very intuitive, you can feel below the surface, you can feel this tension. And there is this energy here of feeling uncertain about them at first. Now, normally, you're a very good gauge of character, but give this person a second chance, because, you know, on the second meeting, this person is like completely, I wouldn't say a different person. I just feel like they're very kind of like abrupt at first. Okay, and the way that they deal with things is like, okay, who's next? We're dealing with this, this, and this. And at first you may feel like, hey, I'm not just a number, but this person is just kind of getting to grips with moving on to the next person, okay? And then once they're submerged in your story and who you are, and you know, your kind of family history and all your like notes, as it were, this person is fully involved, and actually you will become a friend with this person. And you'll keep in contact long after the birth, okay? So that's coming through there as well. And looking at the energy, I feel that perhaps baby may take time coming. I don't feel there's a surprise here. I feel actually that you know, your baby is very comfortable where it's at right now. So if it's due in July, it may actually come after the due date. Okay, so that's coming out there as well. So with a lot of love and respect, I'm going to move away from that energy. A lot of you this month are learning. So this is a very studious card there, and I feel there's an energy here of you being careful with your next steps on a plan, but also learning new things in order to you know, grab onto new opportunities. So you may submerge yourself in a course of learning this month, or some sort of new business opportunity comes your way to help you learn new skills to enter new pay grades there as well. But I feel this is a month to look at opportunities to make money because you have so many pentacles there. Now, a lot of you with that judgment energy, you're focused on your sense of purpose. You have a goal. I feel like you're focused on it, but some of you may feel that there is an alternative path towards receiving or achieving your goal, okay? And I feel this month also is kind of like detaching from toxic mindsets. Okay, so if you feel something's not working, you are normally very critical upon yourself to make yourself work harder. You must do better. You know, you must move forward. You must put the pressure on yourself. I feel like if you take a step back and get a rest, you'll notice that things work better. So rather than work harder, because I feel like you're working so hard on something right now, even if this is a relationship, you know, perhaps you're having a complexity in a relationship right now because you have that Two of Cups in the resistance position. I feel the more we kind of like push it, the worse it can get. So sometimes it's really good to take a step back, because all of your cards here are saying, take a step back, get a bigger picture, look at it from a different viewpoint right now, assess, you know, let it breathe, and then come back to it. A lot of you, it can be sleep on it, right? So if you're learning something, because you're very studious at this time, you're always absorbing knowledge there. So it can be that something's not going in and you're not remembering something perhaps. I feel it's because your brain, your supercomputer of a brain is exhausted, okay? Especially since we have the King of Swords there. That is the card of thought, deep thought, and you have a lot on your mind. And when it's in the resistance position, it can indicate sometimes we get so overloaded with information and thought and, you know, ideas and, you know, strategies that we get burnt out. And a lot of you are at capacity right now. So I feel there is this energy of mindset where you're like, okay, instead of pushing on through, maybe I should withdraw and relax, because, you know, you're at a pinnacle point right now. So that's coming through very strongly. Now, of course, your 10th house of ambition is going to give you the energy and the drive and the motivation to get projects finished and your tasks done. And of course, if you are in business, there's definitely an elevation energy here as well. And your reputation is rising during this time. So I see that, you know, this is a great time for ideas and for moving forward, but also getting organized. So even if you're not in a career, it means you're getting so much done and you're going to be really proud of yourself. But there is this energy, especially with that 3rd house, where you're deep in thought, and that requires a withdrawal energy, okay? Also, it says here, freeing yourself up from toxic attachments, healing and moving on from past hurts. And this can be conversations of the past, because you have that King of Swords and you have that Two of Cups. This could be a family member who said something, you know, off the cuff, and it stayed with you forever, and it's a wound. It's something that perhaps you go back to during moments of pressure. It can be a past relationship or even a bully. It can be a friend as well who said something that you thought, why did they say that? That's so hurtful. It can be that you're finally letting go of these things because you're conquering it. You're realizing that these things, whilst they did happen and they hurt and they, you know, shaped who you are, it can have weighed heavily on your mind. You're releasing yourself from that, saying, you know what, I don't need to revisit this anymore. I'm comfortable in my own skin, and I'm not a people pleaser, and I don't really care. I don't need anyone's validation. So some of you could withdraw in order to reprogram these energies and realize that actually you use them as a springboard towards success, to conquer things within yourself. So that's coming through there strongly. Now, the Judgment card is all about things that you're avoiding, because, you know, this is the resistance position at first, but the middle of the month, you're going to get back to focusing on things that perhaps you've been avoiding, you know, back to the plan, as it were. So if you have had a vacation, I feel like you're coming back to moving forward. I'm actually seeing in the water right now. Thanks so much, Neutral Grateful. Right, I'm just going to say what I was saying just a moment ago, and then I'm going to get to it because my guides have just given me a totally different energy there with that image. So I'll come to that in a moment. What I'm seeing is a lot of you returning to a project, returning to some sort of idea that is going to bring a very favorable outcome, maybe even a proposal. And what I mean by that, it could be a collaboration, or, you know, if you need an intermediary, if you're like an actor or a musician, an artist, a writer, publisher, whatever it is, if you need someone who gets your work out there, for example, I feel this is a great month to meet a person who is going to help you in that way. There's a support energy with that Two of Cups. So this could be a career move for a lot of you because your 10th house is influencing you. But also it could be that, you know, if you're not in a career right now and you are influenced by your 10th house, you've got a big project on and you're just going to find all the things that you need, the information. So if you're searching for a purchase and you've been searching for something very specific for your home, or for a gift, for example, you're going to find it this month. And it could be that it's needing to be shipped overseas. And if it is for someone's birthday, or it is time sensitive, I would say get your booking or your purchase in early, because there is a potential delay here. Okay, so that's coming through there as well. Now, the image I'm seeing in the water is a foot being formed here. I'm seeing all the toes and the top part of the foot there. The other part, the heel of the foot, is not so visible. So a lot of you, this can be that you're making your mark, or perhaps there is a project that is starting to form right now that will see you making your mark in some area, or it could be something creative that you've started. You know, a foot is the first step towards something, and it can be that you're making an impact. So it can also indicate a lot of you are focused on foot health this month. I mean, the bottom of the foot, that's what I'm seeing. I'm not seeing the side of the foot, I'm seeing the bottom of the foot. So that also is an indication of how healthy your body is as well. You know, there's pressure points on the foot. So some of you could be getting reflexology, or maybe even acupuncture, or even looking at certain points in the foot to realign your health. Or you may be looking at your shoes and how they are affecting your feet. For example, a lot of you, especially with the Empress energy, you want to ground yourself. You want to put your feet on the ground in order to realign there. So with a lot of love and respect, I'm going to move away from the energy, but the foot can be like a logo as well. So it may be something that you're trying to make a decision on, and suddenly you see a footprint and you just kind of like know the answer. Deep in your soul, you're like, okay, I've made a decision. Now this King of Swords, it indicates clarity of mind. It means strategy. So a lot of you are submerged in your plans right now, but also you're looking at the strategy, the next steps here, and you're clear thinking. And I feel a lot of you, this is an aside. Oh gosh, your energy, it feels like, I'm a Scorpio as well. So to be honest, I have been feeling this a little bit, but some of you, there's so many thoughts coming at me and different energies. It feels like, what do I prioritize? So a lot of you may have been feeling like you have so much on your plate or so much to do that you need focus, or you need to prioritize. And that's what that Magician energy is. So yep, write a list. Okay, that comes with a King of Swords energy as well, because I'm being given this energy of looking at things that you're not doing, but also focusing on the things that you are, and trying to do both. You will find a way to complement the energy and basically do both, okay, without overwhelming yourself. The King of Swords energy indicates taking accountability and responsibility for your life. But the aside energy over here was, some of you may discover, and this is not connected, but I have to give it to you because it just popped up there. Some of you may discover a discrepancy in someone's story, an untruth, okay? And this is someone you care about. This is someone in your immediate circumstances, or someone you have respect for. But I feel with this Hermit energy, it's like withdraw. Don't jump to conclusions at first. Intuitively guide yourself towards this. But I feel with that Hermit, there's a wait and watch. Six of Swords is kind of like coming through a test. So I feel that the truth will be revealed. And with that Magician card energy, I feel that there is a reason why there is a secret, as it were. So for example, you may have noticed that your friend has been a little bit off, right? And you're like, okay, there's a withdrawal, what's going on there? It could be that they're secretly pregnant, okay? And they are waiting until the right term to expose it. So you may feel, okay, I'm disappointed that they didn't confide in me, but at the same time, you acknowledge why. There's a reason. So it could be that someone is holding back some information, and to a Scorpio, omission is like a lie, okay? But we are supercomputers, so you tend to be like a lie detector. So you're probably going to source something out this month where someone has omitted something, or maybe there's a group of people who have been talking about something but have not involved you in it, and it hurts, okay? But I feel like there could be a reason why. And when you get the reason, the Six of Swords indicates you move on from this, you kind of understand it, but the Hermit indicates now you're kind of like feeling a little bit like left out there. So I'm going to pull a quick card on that because I feel it doesn't really destroy the relationship. So that's unusual. If you feel someone has done something untoward towards you, you'd rather cut them off and go solo, okay? And those cards can connect to that, but I'm feeling this energy with the Two of Cups where you kind of align and say, okay, I understand, but don't do that again, okay? Next time, come to me, tell me, okay? Because I can help, or I can... It's almost like if someone didn't want to bother you, the Hangman, give it time. Queen of Swords, everything will be revealed. Queen of Swords is to basically get over something, move on with something, and it makes you sad, but you're rational about it. You clear up a misunderstanding with the Queen of Swords, okay? So that's coming out strongly. And if you're in a relationship, and you're noticing that your partner is like acting a little bit weird, it could be because they're about to pop the question, or they're about to spring a vacational surprise on you. It could be a really nice surprise, but they're acting all shifty because you tend to see into their soul when you look in their eyes, and you can detect, that they're doing something that they haven't told you. So it doesn't always have to be negative, is what I'm picking up on, okay? Interesting that there is a Queen and King of Swords here as well. If you are looking for love, the Hangman can indicate that someone who is not your usual type with that Hangman energy suddenly comes on in. And if you and this person, I feel both of you have gone through some very similar experiences, it can indicate that you've been through some challenging relationships in the past, and both of you very standoffish or guarded, shall we say. So at first you may not feel that this person has feelings for you because they're quite detached, but actually I feel under the surface of both of you there is this passion, this chemistry, and you may explore it with this person. But a lot of you, there is this energy of personally focusing on your sense of purpose, okay? But because there is this strong pull of purpose, there's also this strong scattered energy of like, what about all the other things? So I feel like a lot of you need to ground yourself in July because of the way the energy is shifting. Now, Two of Cups, of course, it can indicate, especially in the resistance position, a separation from things that do not fulfill you. So I feel there is this very strict energy. King of Swords is to be strict with your finances, strict with your relationships, really strict with your energy and your time. You're being very productive and you're withdrawing if you need to focus on your sense of purpose. But the pull of being with friends or the people you care about or your partner, if you have one, is strong, okay? So I feel there's a head over heart kind of inner battle this month there. So you may want to spend quality time with people, but at the same time, you're like, I gotta finish this thing. So I feel a lot of you will find the balance in that. Two of Cups, if you're looking for love, definitely love coming on in here for you after a long period of waiting for love there. Two of Cups actually means what you hold in your heart, because you're starting with the Empress energy. The things that you hold dear in your heart, you shall manifest them, especially since the Magician card is there. So you may actually see something that you've been thinking about suddenly pop up in your life, and you are getting some good news, let's put it that way. A lot of it is financial, so you could see a rebate or something from the past returns here for you, but a lot of you, it can be that you're returning to an idea or something you've been wanting for a long time, and suddenly the universe delivers. Now, the Magician card indicates that you are empowered this month and you're focused on your vision. This is a card of like tunnel vision as well. It can be that you're super focused on something. So it can be that you are highly productive because you're trying to tie up loose ends and get ready for a vacation. A lot of you, that Six of Swords is like, and relax, especially when it's with the Hermit. It's like you can't wait to get away because things have been so challenging and so busy. So if you're lucky enough to have a vacation in July, I definitely see here that it's going to re-energize and help you refocus in a way where you are looking at the alternative path. The goal is still the same, okay? The Magician card indicates that, of course, there's a lot of potential and flexibility there as well. I feel like you're believing in your ideas and thoughts really do become things here for you. But also the Magician card, it indicates that you have everything within you to make the next step on your journey successful, okay? I feel this month is almost like a lull month where you're kind of like getting things in order or strategizing or refocusing on the plan. It feels like, you know, people are reassessing, or the collective is reassessing this month because of the cards that are popping out for people. But it says here, step into your personal power with confidence and do your magic. That's right, the magic is within you. You are the magic. You're the light bringer. You are the person who transforms every circumstance, every room that you walk into. Have that knowingness of your gravitas and, you know, that power that you have to transform, not just yourself, but the people around you. And that comes with a great responsibility. So that's why I'm saying, you know, once the words are out there, they have the power to either tear someone down or build them up. So I feel a lot of you are trying to articulate your needs from a healthy place so that there is no conflict because you're leading with love there, okay? Now, we also have the Hermit energy. So this can indicate a period of needing to withdraw after integrating, feeling exhausted, but also getting clarity. A lot of you are going through a major spiritual awakening right now, and it's a lot, okay? Especially when you need to do life and keep things moving forward. A lot of you are doing questioning, like, what is the point? The Judgment energy with the Hermit can be like this sense of purpose, but also kind of refocusing or having an awakening, protecting what you've got going on already, but doing the self-analysis and coming up with a lot more questions and thinking, well, you know, what's the point in doing this if this is the result, or if this is what's going on in the world right now? So a lot of you are doing a deep dive philosophically, shall we say, and that can, you know, be very testing, especially when it comes to your thoughts. But that Six of Swords indicates that you're protected and directed. So if you have had some sort of disappointment, or you feel that things are not working as they should at this moment in time, I feel this is a breakthrough month for you, especially at the end of July there. Six of Swords indicates that you are moving on to uncharted territory that's quite exciting, actually, and also it feels very much like a problem is solved, or you're overcoming an obstacle, you're moving on from something, and you're like fully in your journey. You know, a lot of you, this is pastures new kind of territory, and it's a fresh new start. It doesn't have to be like a new job or a new home, but some of you could be relocating your energy elsewhere. But it could also be that there's a new you and you're hitting different. You're valuing yourself in a different way, and sometimes that can cause conflict in relationships and friendships because they expect you to be one way, because that's what they've been receiving for the whole time. But now you're hitting different and you're saying, actually, I'm a different person. You know, I have been giving away too much of my power, or I have been offering myself unconditionally. And it's not that you come with conditions now, but the boundaries are higher with an Empress energy, okay? So it can indicate that people are not going to be able to take advantage of your energy anymore if you feel that anyone has been doing that. Now, Six of Swords can indicate the great escape. So a lot of you are managing intrusive thoughts, okay? Thoughts that tear you down, thoughts of doubt, or feeling, for some of you, isolated in your energy. You know, it's important to get quality time alone, but if those thoughts start to really tear you down, it's time to integrate or launch yourself into a passion project, or even get out to nature. It will help you reset. I see a lot of you resetting this month, and that Six of Swords indicates, you know, that there are brighter times ahead, both in terms of your thoughts, but also in your personal circumstances. I feel like you've come through something that's been very testing, and you are protective, and you are moving on from something that has been challenging there as well. Now, of course, a lot of you are focused on the practicalities of life, trying to find the balance of responsibility, because I feel there has been this heaviness, and also, you know, reigniting that spark, connecting to the whimsy, the dreams, you know, the vision, because you tend to be a realist. Sometimes it's very hard for you to, you know, lose yourself in fantasy, for example. You know, you tend to seek the truth, and sometimes it's nice to get away and submerge yourself in a book that's not about facts. It's not about, you know, true stories or what's going on in the world right now, because you seek the truth. You're always trying to search out things that are in reality. And sometimes, especially with what's going on in the world right now, you know, that can weigh heavy on you and it can feel exhausting. So if you found recently that you've been submerged in so many facts and figures and life and the world, sometimes, you know, there is a disconnect needed. Launch yourself into a book that is perhaps not a genre that you would normally submerge yourself in. Maybe a romantic novel or maybe a fantasy novel. Things that are like taking the weight off your mind so that you're not involved in like the critical things around you. Does that make sense? I'm not sure. That's something that's coming through there. But we have, I mean, even your final cards, it says reevaluate your lifestyle and adjust to thrive in your new circumstances. So that's coming through strongly in July. We've got hurtful events. I mean, even this deck is highlighting things that perhaps you've been going through right now, trying to recalibrate. You're exploring your options, and magnetism. I mean, that's literally all the themes that came out in your reading this month. It says rebuilding. You've been going through a test, you know, body, mind, and soul. And I feel like you are conquering something at this time. This is your rise. You know, I get this elevation kind of energy. You're rising. Oh, thank you so much. I'm so grateful. Now, my guides gave me something just now, okay? And it feels like things are hitting different for you, but also I'm being given this energy that you're a night owl, okay? I'm being given this energy that you tend to have all these wonderful ideas come alive at night, or even you find it hard to sleep sometimes because you have so much on your mind. And some of you may have found it really hard to get up in the morning. And I'm being given this energy that sometimes you see the clock or the alarm as the enemy because it is giving you a command to get up. So I feel a lot of you could be making friends with your alarm clock, or your clock, or however you wake up in the morning. You're making friends with it. It's like you're seeing this clock or this alarm as a support network, a system that helps you, rise to be your best self, rather than seeing it as like, oh gosh, there it is again. Snooze, delete, stop. It feels that rather seeing it as a barrier there, you're kind of like dissolving that structure and seeing it as a friend that says, come on, let's get up. Let's start the day. Let's do this. Let's conquer. Let's seize things. Let's make things happen. So I'm just getting that energy come through. So maybe that's something that perhaps you are thinking about right now, because I'm just being given this energy that Scorpio does not like to be told what to do, of course, okay? And you may have looked at that alarm clock or that alarm like it's telling you to wake up, and you're like, don't tell me what to do, and like turning it off and having a snooze, and then waking up feeling really exhausted because you've done that. So it feels like you're looking at the alarm clock like, okay, buddy, let's do this. Thanks for the wake-up call. Let's go and do it. I mean, this could also be symbolic. Perhaps you are literally having a wake-up call and having a bit of an overhaul in your life, and you're feeling really energized. You're making a declaration to self, like this month it's different. This month you are alive and excited and enthusiastic and inspired, and it just feels like you're on a high, even though things have been challenging and technically, you can't see it happening, but you're just going to feel that way, okay? So I'm just going to leave that there because that came through. But it says here, rebuilding, reevaluate your life and adjust to thrive in your new circumstances. Focus on what you can control. Reinvent, revise, and fixing. So yeah, a lot of you fixing energy. I mean, for some of you, and I don't like to give this message, for some of you, you may literally have to fix something, okay? But I feel like you find a way to get a discount to fix it. So some of you may actually, looking at the energy, because it's in the protagonist energy, you're like, I'm going to fix this myself, okay, and save some money. So that's what I'm seeing there as well. But I see a portal opening up for you to rebuild your life, back better, okay? And it says here, hurtful events. A lot of you are going to focus on that. Conversations from the past, you know, anyone who tried to control you or said something that really wounded you. You're going to process this and remove yourself from it and kind of like lighten your load. Don't carry it around with you. It says, as you endure this period, learn not to dwell on the past so it won't anchor you down, disappointment or heartbreak. And that's all your resistance position energy right there. So this is something that's going to be on your mind. All that time you spent crying over a person who perhaps didn't deserve your time, or an opportunity that actually you missed out on, or you feel that you missed out on, but it was actually a silver lining to point you in a different direction, to rise even higher than you would have in the other opportunity. Everything happens for a reason. So we've also got exploring options, explore new opportunities, and look into other options that you may not have noticed before. Exactly, the alternative path. The goal is still the same, but it says choices, opportunities, and a refocus. And I feel that's what you're all about this month. Taking the pressure off to refocus. Everything doesn't have to be done in one day. As you can see in this card, there are still staircases that lead up. And I also feel, even if you're looking for a job opportunity, there's options. And one staircase goes higher than the other. And of course, you choose the higher staircase, of course, with the higher money there too. We have magnetism. So that's that magician energy, having that gravitas, knowing that you can change things. It's almost like you're so empowered this month, you're drawing things towards you. The things that you feel like you lack, you're like, okay, I'm commanding them towards me. And they're going to show up for you. Thoughts become things. As I said, you're casting spells. Not literally casting spells. Words are spellings. They're spelt, right? And they're cast out to the universe to align with the things that you desire. And that Two of Cups indicates that which you desire, that you feel like you do not have right now, you shall have. Whether that's love, whether it's opportunity, whether it's peace in the world. I mean, that's a hard one, of course. We all desire that. But we must hold it in our hearts that peace shall prevail at some point in our world, okay? We raise vibrations higher to kind of intervene because we're all energy, okay? A hotbed of chaos because so many people are under pressure right now. Things are hard. The economy's hard. We're just kind of recalibrating from a major event that occurred like a couple of years ago. We all know what that was, and it had a radical change and shift on mindset. It may even feel like things that you used to be excited about just don't excite you in the same way. And humanity may have been feeling very bereft or lost, trying to claw our way back to our sense of self. But things are hitting different. So there is a frustration in that as we navigate this new time period. So a lot of you could be feeling that. And collectively, that can lead to a lot of frustration, a lot of fear, a lot of anger. And, you know, that's why we're seeing hotbeds of activity. But also the earth is shifting and changing. So there's a lot going on right now. But it says here, a magnetic force surrounds you. You're being given the power to manifest your dreams into reality, drawing things closer, persuasion and power. You get to negotiate better deals this month, whether that's in terms of work, whether that's in terms of like things that you're purchasing. So I feel this is a great opportunity. As you can see, the doors are kind of opening a little bit there in this card. But you're looking at the challenge. The heartbreak can be that something you really care about, you know, you feel a lot of pressure for. And, you know, that's why it's hard, because you care so much. It's monumental. But you're exploring your options, and both staircases lead up. So no matter choice, no matter the option, you will choose the right path. And of course, the doors are now flung wide open for you to step through. So I feel this is kind of like a waiting period kind of month, where you review and you think about the next steps. Now, I'm not sure, oh, cool. Look at that. I was gonna say, I'm not sure what trinket I got there. I couldn't really feel it, but I felt it connected to the Empress, which is leading with passion, leading with your heart, your creative energy. You know, when your heart is pure, you don't miss out on opportunities. You don't miss out on people. They miss out on you, but you align with the things that are meant for you. You're being guided at this time and you're being protected. Even though things are challenging, your compass is your heart and it knows the way. So listen, we've built a very loud world, and you know, sometimes the heart whispers, but it is whispering, it is communicating with you. And the third house means you're listening, okay? And also, you're looking at how beautiful your heart is, and all those sort of circumstances that challenged you or broke your heart. It only made you stronger. Okay, so I feel like you are leading forward and you're leaving any of this hurtful energy behind. It's actually a springboard to turn pain to gain. So I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates. That was very complex and a little bit longer than I had hoped, but you know, it is what it is. I'm always here for the readings and how long they are meant to be. My guides will give me them as they should be. So thank you so much, and love and light.